Alright, hello internet people. Alright, it's been a long time since I've done a video, been up to a lot of stuff. I pretty much have decided that I cannot stand to play the Fortress mode anymore. Not because it's not fun, it's plenty of fun, but mostly because it's just a lot of time, I don't know, and I just kind of felt like a change of pace. So this video is going to be a little different. I've actually started messing around with the adventure mode, which is really fun. And there's some pretty cool new features in the newest version of Dwarf Fortress, which is 31.18, which I'll kind of go over as we go. So first things first, let's dive into it and create a new world. So the first thing that you'll notice about this new process, and by the way I should say this is Phoebus, same tile set I was using to do the Fortress mode tutorial videos. So the first thing you'll notice is that you can actually choose these parameters here. You didn't have control over this before without going into the advanced parameters, but it's kind of rolled into the sort of standard deal now. So you can just kind of say, alright, world size small, history. Something I didn't realize until somebody pointed it out to me before was that you could actually stop the world generation process before it got to over 1,000 years, and in fact there's actually a good reason to do that, because a lot of civilizations will die out if you let your history run that long. So this is kind of neat. If you see right here, it will tell you about how long the history of your world generation will go before it stops. So I'm just going to make this one very short. Actually, let's make it short. Number of civilizations, I don't really care about any of this other stuff. Anyway, so it'll be a small world with a short history, just to get this going. So this should go pretty fast. And it looks like Phoebus is pretty much unchanged. Doesn't seem too different to me. Alright, so here we are. We're just going to go ahead and accept this world. It looks pretty good. Just look around a little bit, see what we got. Sure, we got some kinds of stuff up here. Alright, so let's go ahead and accept. Once this is done, we're going to do adventure mode. Now, I don't know if you've messed around with adventure mode at all in the earlier versions of Dwarf Fortress, but there's been some changes, again, some good positive changes in this newest version. I'll try to outline those in case you still have an older version. So we already created a new world, so we can go ahead and start playing. And we're going to choose Adventurer. Alright, so first thing, okay, so this is about the same. However, you'll notice over here, you're going to have the ability to choose to start as a peasant, hero, or demigod. This basically will determine the number of attribute points which you can begin with. Starting as a peasant is more challenging, more challenging than starting as a hero. And demigod is kind of not. You can still die as a demigod, but you start with a ton of attribute and skill points. So, in the interest of making this, not a video where I get my throat ripped out by some kind of gopher or something in the first 10 seconds, I'm going to go ahead and start as a demigod. And I'll start as a human, I think. So sure, Pesor Toad, why not? Okay, so I'll start as human. Okay, so here's one difference. Before, these attributes were kind of increased dynamically as you progress through the game. Now you can choose what you start out with. So some of them, I don't know what all these things do. I think the Magma Wiki has some information about what these things actually govern. So I'm mostly just going to focus on the big ones, strength, agility, and stuff like that. So you see, before you just were able to choose these attributes, and now you can actually do these as well. So these are your attribute points and your skill points. So I'm going to go ahead and max out strength, agility, a few points of toughness, a few in endurance, and I've only got 5 points left. So actually, let's do willpower is pretty important, and then maybe sure. Okay, how's that look? Above average willpower. Okay, so now something I've kind of been playing this a bit and experimenting with different things. Somebody has actually recommended that rather than specializing in a weapon, you actually just really pump fighter, because fighter is kind of a catch-all skill which improves your fighting ability no matter what kind of weapons you're using, or even if you're unarmed. So last time I went up to like Master Fighter, and I was doing pretty well. I ended up dying to something kind of stupid. I don't remember exactly what, but alright, so I get Swimmer. Definitely want to get a few points in Shield User, Armor User. That's pretty important. Maybe some Thrower. I don't really have enough points for anything else. Over here, you can actually, if you wanted to, you could decrease these. So if you wanted to have no memory and you wanted to be some kind of weirdo with very low memory, you could do that, and you see it frees up some extra attribute points if you want to be like the guy from Memento or something. But we'll just go with this for now. So, okay, so here I am Thadar Commonals, Bells plunged, human demigod. Alright, so Master Fighter, Novice Swimmer, Adequate Shield and Armor User, and Novice Thrower. Okay, so I'm not going to change any of this stuff. I'm just going to go, and we'll get started. Oh, this looks so much better than the standard ASCII. Oh man, I was playing this on just kind of the vanilla until I realized that they had released a Phoebus pack for 31.18, so this looks way better than looking at it in ASCII. Just a personal preference. Alright, so here's my dude. This is going to be very similar to any kind of Moria, Angband, NetHack type adventure games that you may have played before. So the controls are a little tricky. One thing you can do is kind of looks like I'm starting with a spear. Something about the aspect ratio is kind of making this pop off to the side here, but if you do question mark, it will bring up your kind of key bindings, so you can see what you got here. Your controls. I already know most of these, but I might fumble around a little bit. So anyway, first thing I'm going to do is try to get a quest. I don't really need to improve my gear just yet. So there's some people in here. You can use L, I think, to... Oh, no, that's not it. K? It's talk. So let's just talk to this guy. He's a fish cleaner. So we'll greet him. And he says, hey, it's good to see you. Don't travel alone at night or the bogeymen will get you. Truer words have never been spoken. Bogeymen, you don't want to mess with them. They are very scary. And we'll get into that day-night cycle thing later. Maybe not in this video, depending on how long it goes. So usually, if they have something you can do, this entry here, service, will give you a quest. So he says, oh yes, a particular outlaw has been causing us much hardship. Hollow Lancers is a short walk, blah blah blah. Okay, so I'm going to kill a pikeman. Alright, so I'm going to say goodbye, escape. Alright, so there's other stuff you can do here. You can shop in shops and whatnot if you have things to sell. But I just want to kind of get into the fighting right away. So I'm going to go ahead and fast travel. The way you do that is with capital T, so Shift T. And you get this world map, very pretty. What I want to do is open up my log here, my quest log, so capital Q. And here I can see I've got a task. Kill Todd, catch ransacked. So what I want to do is press Z, zoom to selected, so I can see here's my guy here, and where I want to go is here. So I need to kind of go south or east southeast. So this should actually show up on the map. Anyway, so I can escape out of this and I can start heading this way. And I should see as I get closer. There's usually a little icon on your map. Oh, here it should be this right about there. Yeah, so let's just zoom to that again. Yeah, it looks like it's just a little bit below me. Okay. So, yeah, so here's a camp. So the way that you actually stop, this would normally show up as one of those pointy brackets. What you would normally use to change elevation down, right next to your question mark and your shift key, pointy bracket. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and do that. And so here we are, we're in the camp. So this handy little map here tells you where you need to go. I kind of entered through the north of the camp, so I need to go south until I encounter the person that I'm trying to... Ooh, leader stands before you, Todd, blah blah blah, I am Todd, catch ransacked. Okay, so this guy apparently wants to tangle. Alright, so hopefully I don't die immediately. He is a pikeman. I have a spear. I should check my inventory real quick. What do I have? Do I even have a shield or anything? Sweet. Apparently I do not have a shield. That kind of sucks. Alright. Well, hopefully I just don't get totally destroyed by this guy. Once he gets close, I'll try throwing something at him. throwing is very effective in this game. So I'm going to throw my copper dagger at him. He jumped away from it. Okay. And let's fight him. Cool. Okay, so I bite him. Yeah, there's a lot of different combat styles that can happen in this new version. Normally you would just either wrestle or strike. I bit him in his lower guts, or his lower body, bruising his guts, and I latched on firmly with my teeth. Alright, so let's go into advanced attacks a little bit. I'm just kind of giving you a quick look at why this game is why this mode is pretty fun. So what I can actually do is aimed attacks. So if you do capital A, so hold down Shift and press A, you get this screen. So you can aim your attack. You can actually change modes by pressing Enter, so that will allow you to wrestle him. Here I could try to grapple him and like do a takedown or something. So I might just try to do this right now. Let's see. So I'm going to wrestle using... So since I've grabbed onto him with my teeth, I can wrestle him using my front teeth. So I can try to shake his lower body with my teeth and see what happens here. Okay, so he broke the grip. Alright, let's try this again. I'm going to wrestle... Try to grab him with my right hand. I'll try to grab his throat with my right hand. Okay, yeah, she jumped away. Alright, well, let's just try to fight her the old-fashioned way. I keep trying to bite this person. I don't know what the hell. Okay, so here we go. This is a little better. Yep. Okay. Little stabbing action going on. Stabbing him. Stab him in the upper body. I tore his liver. That's pretty nice. Okay. Yep. Tearing the muscle and tearing the guts. Sweet. I'm going to try an aim shot at his face or something here and see if I can end this fight quickly. So here you see, it will tell you a little bit about how hard it is to hit him in these various areas. So I'm going to try to just stab him straight in the throat. Throat, impossible strike. Okay, so that's going to be a little tough. Mouth is impossible. Interesting. Okay, let's try a strike to the head. Stab. I missed. Let's try it again. Head. Stab. I missed. Screw it. Usually if they're on the ground or something and they have a disadvantage, or you've already managed to damage them a lot, you have an easier time hitting them with these aimed attacks. But yeah, there's a lot of kicking, striking, biting. The combat in general is a lot crazier in this version than it has been before. So I'm pretty much just twisting the spear around in his body. Okay, so here, I stabbed him in the lower body, blah blah blah, did some things to his guts, he's vomiting, falling over on the ground. Okay, so now I should be able to have a little easier time doing these aim shots. Yeah, so you see simple strike, direct hit on pretty much every aim shot I can do. Why don't I just go ahead and stab him in the throat. Stab, copper spear. Alright, you stab the leader in the throat with your copper spear, tearing it apart through the groundhog leather cloak. I open an artery in his throat, and the copper spear is lodged firmly in the wound. So I need to free the spear, I'm pretty sure, from the wound before I can do another one. Okay, so I've got to maintain possession. Okay, let's try another aim shot to his head. And I will bash it with the shaft of my spear. Bam. Okay. Bruising the muscle and tearing apart the upper spine's nervous tissue. Ouch. That's gotta hurt. Alright, let's try this some more. Let's try doing a head. Bash it some more. Alright. I bashed him in the head with the shaft of my copper spear, bruising the muscle, jamming the skull through the brain, and tearing the brain. He has been struck down. He dead. Alright, so now I can press G to see what he's got. Silver pike, thank you. How about some other stuff here? Loincloth, no thanks.